evening, New Orleans. I'm Maria Muro, publisher of New Orleans Living Magazine and your host for the New Orleans Living Show. We have a lot to cover, so sit back, relax, get inspired, and enjoy the show. All right, well, tonight we're going to be discussing an upcoming event that raises awareness for prostate cancer, and we also have a very talented local woman who will share her great business success story on creating some wonderful New Orleans products. So now let's get started. My first guest here is from Touro Infirmary. They're proud to present their second annual Pints for Prostates Awareness and Fundraising event that's going to be held at the NOLA Brewing Company. And I have Dr. Ewing here. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Maria. Thanks.
Okay, so Dr. Ewing, for those of you who don't know him, he's a urologist.
That's right.
At Touro. And we're not just going to talk about medicine, because we also, we like to talk about great events that raise awareness. And that's what we're here to talk about today. So Dr. Ewing, September is Prostate Awareness Month, correct?
That's right.
Okay, so let's talk about your business and obviously, Touro's involvement in raising awareness that, there are millions of men in this country who suffer from prostate issues.
Of course. Well, our job in medicine is to, help people take care of themselves. September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and Touro is hosting a free prostate cancer screening event. And this Pints for Prostate is a precursor to that sort of gets everybody in the mood.
Sure, absolutely. And so, what are the trends that you're seeing in terms of prostate cancer? Is it, because at least when I think about prostate, we usually think older men. Have you seen that change? Like, what is the demographic or I guess age where men maybe start developing problems?
I think the median age of diagnosis of prostate cancer is 66 years old, but about 230,000 men in the U.S. a year die from prostate cancer. It's the second leading cause of cancer death in U.S. men behind lung cancer.
Wow.
Recently, there's been some controversy and confusion over screening guidelines, over what men we should and should not screen. And frankly, our job as doctors is to, if we can treat or prevent a cancer,
absolutely.
That's what we're all about.
Okay, and when it comes to screenings, what do you recommend? What age should a man get screened?
The current guidelines that were changed last year were they recommend screening at ages 55 to 70.
Okay.
Or earlier in higher risk populations. Higher risk populations means men with a family history, African American men, or that have previous prostate problems.
Okay. And also, is there any correlation between a very poor diet, like a high-fat diet, and prostate?
I believe absolutely there is.
Okay.
And that's emerging research that's being applied right now across several glandular cancers, including prostate, colon, and breast cancer. But our diet certainly plays a very significant role in somehow either watering or turning on those genes, because this cancer is very rare in other parts of the world where they have different diets.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay, I always believe that proper nutrition is great medicine, great prevention, of illnesses. But okay, so let's just talk about the men. And there's a lot of emotional aspects involved when a man is dealing with a prostate problem.
Sure.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? What do they suffer from depression? What are some of the besides just the illness, how it affects their life?
Well, most men in general procrastinate or pretend it's not a problem.
Okay.
Until it absolutely is a problem.
So how does it become a problem? When do you know it's a problem?
Most men, as they age, find that they have to wake up at night to urinate when they didn't have to do that before, or they can't hold or postpone as long as they used to. Part of the problem with prostate cancer screening is it typically has no more overt symptoms than that.
Okay, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
So therefore, and what is the success rate of curing prostate cancer, if depending on when it's obviously what stage and when it's caught?
Well, that's exactly right. If it's low risk, localized prostate cancer, your odds of a complete cure are excellent, and there are multiple ways to do that depending on the age and personal interest of the patient.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so now let's talk about this fun event.
Sure.
For those of you who have not attended, last year it was fantastic. They had a food truck and there were so many people, and it was so great to see not only men, there was a lot of women there, really supporting prostate cancer awareness. And I think, the staff at Touro, they've been very creative in putting this type of event together. So let's talk about the actual event. So at the event, I know that, are you doing any screenings? Tell me a little bit about what goes on at Pints for Prostates.
That event, we don't actually do the screening.
Okay.
That's really a social, come enjoy a couple beers, a couple tacos with us, and get a nice glass.
Okay, and it's held at NOLA Brewery.
That's right.
Okay, which is on
Tchoupitoulas.
Tchoupitoulas. Okay, and they do a great job and really good beer too. So.
That's right.
Okay, so it's, I know last year there was about 400 people who attended.
We're expecting at least that or more this year.
Wow. And and being involved with this type of event, do you think, you know, from last year it was a success because A, people really wanted to support it, but also the ongoing awareness? Do you think that that was effective?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Okay, so not just have a party. We have to let people know, look, these are, you know, these are the symptoms to look for, and really, when it comes to health and helping people who have cancer, I think we all need to come together and show, you know, show that we care.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now in your business, let's talk a little bit about you, doctor, and we'll continue to, you know, we're going to show you the details, by the way, for the event and all that good stuff, how you could get tickets, and so let's talk about in urology and why you decided to go into this field of medicine.
I like urology because it's a combination of clinical medicine, where you get to develop a relationship with the patient over repetitive visits, and also you get to develop as much or as little surgical repertoire as you'd like. I also like that, at least for me, it involves interjecting a bit of sense of humor to make a more comfortable bedside manner for what can often be sort of a delicate topics.
Absolutely. And you know, I'm glad you mentioned the delicate topic, you know, how for men who are watching this show this evening, I know men are not as vocal about their issues. So what advice could you give them? Because I have a friend of mine who actually is suffering with some prostate issues, and he's actually young. And it's just devastating for him, you know, so I tell him, you know, you really need to talk about this, but a lot of men just don't want to talk about it.
Well, you're exactly right. A lot of men don't want to talk about it or are ashamed, but the first thing I do is I come in and I say, listen, talk about anything that's bothering you. There's nothing you can say or do that's going to embarrass me. I've seen it all before, I promise you. You know, what can I do to help?
Sure, absolutely. And again, it's a family problem. You know, anytime I believe a parent has any type of illness or, you know, a diagnosis and it needs to be cared for, I always feel that people need to talk about it and make it, you know, it's the whole family who suffers.
Absolutely.
And that's why I think these events are great family events. They're not just events, you know, for adults, but I think, like I said, men really need these type of events to show we care, you know, because we have all these great events and all the women show up, but men need to be cared for as well. So I just want to show everybody this really awesome glass, okay, that Touro brought here, and it's Pints for Prostate. So what happens is when you go there, do you get a glass?
I hope so.
Kristen, do we get a glass? Oh, okay, somebody there said, yes, we do. So you get a wonderful glass, and then you can just go and keep filling it up with beer and some great tacos.
That's right.
And just meet a lot of really, really great people. So again, the date is September 18th. Time?
5:30.
Okay, at 5:30 p.m. Let's put that graphic up there, and people can still buy tickets?
That's right.
All right. And so anyway, everybody, it's Pints for Prostate. Touro is sponsoring this event. They're hosting this event, and they're doing some really great work uptown. So please check it out. You can also go to Touro.com. They have a lot of great info. You can go to their Facebook page, and let's make it a fun, fun party. And here's to Pints for Prostates. Doctor, thank you so much for being here, and we shall be in touch.
Great.
And save some tacos for me. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.